Hey guys, it's been a while since I've made my last video, but today I'm going to tell you how to do something that the internet companies do not want you to know how to do. I'm going to show you how to double your internet speed at no extra cost. You won't have to pay them for an additional plan, and you can do it completely free with materials you already have in your house. All you're going to need is scissors, electrical tape, and two Cat5 Ethernet cables. I know you're wondering how this is going to work, but I'm going to show you and prove that it works to you today. Alright, so now I'm going to explain to you how to make a special cable that's going to allow you to double your internet speed, and you're going to be able to use just two Cat5 cables. You already have these in your house, the standard internet cables that you plug into the back of your computer. Now instead of using a second cable, I have this 500-foot Cat5 Ethernet cable box. So instead of the second cable, I'm just going to cut a length of wire out of this box. Now you won't need the scissors unless you have one of these boxes like me, but since most of you probably just are going to use a second cable, you probably won't even need the scissors. Alright, so starting off, you're going to want to find out how long your Ethernet cable is. It probably says so right on the package. This one, for example, is 5 feet. So I'm going to cut off about 5 feet of cable out of this box. A little more. I'm going to give it a little bit of slack. Alright, so now I don't need this anymore, and I have this 5+ foot cable Ethernet. Now, it doesn't matter that this doesn't have the little ends on it like this one does. You don't need them. Alright, the next step, which is the most important step, but it's still not that difficult at all. It'll only take you a few seconds. You have to wrap the one end of your second cable around your main cable. Now, it doesn't matter which is your main cable. So wrap 3 times around the end right below the base of this connector thing. Now, follow the cables to the other end. I have a little bit of extra, so I'm going to cut this off. You don't need to cut it off if you have a second cable, if you don't want to waste it. So I'm going to wrap again 3 times around this end. Alright, now you need the electrical tape, and actually you will need scissors for the electrical tape. I lied. Now, it doesn't matter how much electrical tape you use, you're basically just using this to secure the twists around the ends and to prevent any current from getting out of the wires. We have one exposed end, obviously, if you cut it, and even if you didn't cut the wire, if you're using a standard cable, there are open pins on the other end. So be sure to tape up any loose ends. You can see right here that I have the end of my gray cable, which is my secondary cable. All the ends are covered up with tape. If I had a second blue wire, I would want to cover up this part with blue tape as well as the loops I made. So I'm going to do that to the other end. Alright, so now when you're done, you're left with this ugly looking double cable. You're probably wondering, what the heck is this? How is this going to even work? Well, this is basically a jerry-rigged version of the really expensive cables you can buy at Best Buy, like Monster Cable, and they add a little extra things in, but they don't really make a difference, like gold plating. You don't really need that. This is basically what they're doing. They're wrapping extra cables inside the housing. So you can't see it, but that's basically what they're doing. And that's how they're more expensive. They claim they're higher quality. This is what they're doing. So now if you use this cable, it will double your internet speed. I'll demonstrate in a minute, but first I'm going to prove to you why it does this and explain why does it double your internet speed. And you're going to need to know a little bit of physics, but if you don't, just bear with me. It'll make a lot of sense after you watch my explanation if you have a little bit of background in physics. If not, you're just going to have to trust that I know what I'm doing, and you'll have to see for yourself that this does in fact work. Alright, now the way I'm going to prove this is actually mathematically using something called Gauss's law and Kirchhoff's current law. What I'm going to do is first write out Gauss's law. Now, Gauss's law states, well, I'm not going to really explain it, but this is the equation. The enclosed current of Gaussian surface is epsilon sub 0 times the surface integral of the electric field times the derivative of the area, the surface area. Now, I'm going to rearrange this using Kirchhoff's current formula. We're going to get the length of the wire, length of the wire times the information constant, which will give you the amount of information that can actually pass through the wire, and then it's the same integral here. Now, the wire is cylindrical, so what we want to do is we want to put, instead of A over here, we're going to simplify this integral. We're going to say E times 2 pi r. Now that's the circumference times the length, give you the surface area. And as you can see, the L's drop out, so it does not matter how long your wire is. So as a consequence of this, here we have this expression right here, 2 pi r. That's, you can think of that as the surface area of the wire. So the information going through the wire is proportional to the integral of the area. So as you can see, if you double the area, 2 times the area will give you 2 times the information going through the wire. So you can see what we just did. We connected 2 wires basically. We allowed double the information, double the current to go through it. So now we can get double the information through that same wire. And I just proved it right here, using Gauss's law and Kirchhoff's current law. Alright, so now that I've proved mathematically why this cable will work, I'm going to just show you. It's a lot simpler to just show you. I figured the math buffs might want to see some of the equations, but now I'm going to show everyone else the proof on the computer how this will double your speed. Alright, so here we are at the computer. I'm on speedtest.net. This is going to be a test without the special cable we just made. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see. I'm going to pick the closest server, and let's see how this works out. Alright. As you can see, it's about 13 megabits per second down. Looks like it's going to be about 1.3, 1.4 megabits up. Alright, so here we have our base test. This is without the special cable. Now I'm going to go and replace the other cable real quick. Alright, now this is going to be with the new cable. Look at the difference. 25 versus last time was about 13. And look at the difference in the upload speed. Huge difference. Alright, so that's it. That's all you need to know how to double your internet speed. Leave a comment, let me know how it works, and subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. See you till next time.